I'll eat your face.
Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to my top 20 favorite video games of 2011. Oh my god, I don't know about you, but I played so many good video games in 2011 that I had to do a top 20, just like I did last year. 10 doesn't cut it for me. I have to give games their proper dues, and that's what I'm gonna do. Here is my top 20 favorite video games of 2011. It took me a little while. I had to play some more games that I didn't get a chance to do in 2011. That's why it's so late into this year besides last year. Sorry about that, but I had to play some games that I didn't get a chance to before. So let's get into this because I want to tell you my favorite games of 2011, starting with, of course, the number 20. Rage from id Softwares, of course the makers of the original first-person shooter like Doom and Quake and Wolfenstein. This game was really anticipated. I mean, everybody couldn't wait to play it. Everybody's like, whoa, it's id Softwares. This game gotta be great. And many people were disappointed. Me, at first, I wasn't, but after some time, I definitely was a little bit. But I still thought it was a great game. The gunplay was great. The vehicle combat was a lot of fun. The graphics were amazing. The sound design was great. Sure, the story was lacking, and the ending kind of sucked, and it was pretty short, but for the most part it was a lot of fun. It really was. So for that, in my opinion, it earns a number 20 spot in my top 20 favorite video games of 2011. Dead Island, a game very similar to Rage, where it was very anticipated, and when many people played it, they were very disappointed. I mean, the trailer came out in the beginning of 2011 and made everybody's jaws drop. It looked amazing, and the game was nothing like that trailer. But the good thing is, in my opinion, it's still a very fun game. It's pretty much a Fallout game, or a Skyrim, if you will, with zombies pretty much, and it's a lot of fun. The co-op is one of the best out there, in my opinion. I had so much fun playing the co-op. The graphics, maybe not that great, but, you know, serviceable, definitely when you're actually chopping off zombie limbs and stuff, and it looks really good. It's just a very fun RPG set in a zombie apocalypse. I really enjoyed Dead Island. It wasn't an amazing game, but definitely good enough to get into my top 20. Rayman Origins, a game that has some of the best art design I have ever seen. This game is beautiful to look at. It really looks like a Studio Ghibli film. If you do not know, the guys that made Spirited Away and the newly released The Secret World of Arrietty and all of these other 2D animated films, this game looks a lot like something like that. It looks beautiful. It really does. And the gameplay is also a lot of fun. It's standard side-scrolling affair, but it's very fun and has a really funny sense of humor. It's a very weird game, but it's a lot of fun. The graphics are amazing. The art design is out of this world. This game is awesome. Definitely go check out Rayman Origins. It's my number 18. Crysis II. This game visually is absolutely breathtaking. I mean, it is indeed the best looking game of 2011. I even gave it the award for best graphics in my Gore Awards of 2011. This game is beautiful. Gameplay wise, it's also fantastic. I mean, when you play the single player, you can play it in so many different ways. You can stealth, you can just run up and kill people, you can throw cars at them, you can just do a bunch of different things. It has a lot of variety. The game is just a lot of fun. The reason why it's not higher on this list is because the story is not all that great, but for the most part, it's a lot of fun. It has a great multiplayer addition to go along with it. Many people will disagree with that, but I thought the multiplayer was a lot of fun for Crysis 2. I think Crysis 2 is definitely worth a number 17 spot. Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. If you do not know, this is developed by the guys that made Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, one of my favorite series of all time, and it did not disappoint. It has what Phoenix Wright has: a great cast of characters, a very memorable story, funny dialogue, great gameplay with so many very challenging puzzles. It's just a great game, and to top it all off, it has some of the best animation I've ever seen on a portable console. I mean, really, the animations for all the sprites that move around, it looks really, really damn good. It really does. So Ghost Trick Phantom Detective is definitely a memorable journey you definitely have to take. It's right now on iOS devices. If you do not have an iOS device, you can get it on DS. If you do not have a DS, then I guess you're screwed, dog. But really, it's a great game. Definitely go check it out. Dragon Age 2, a game that is going to be controversial for me to put up here, but I gotta say, I really enjoyed this game. I mean, the gameplay is a lot of fun. It's hacking and slashing, but they actually mix it up a lot with magic and the ability to switch between characters that you pick to go alongside you and stuff. It's a lot of fun with the gameplay. The story is fantastic, a very long story, about 40 hours long, and it's a lot of fun all the way through. It's just, in my opinion, a great game. It's a great RPG game, just great game in general. Many people will not agree with that, but sorry, that's my opinion. Dragon Age 2, to me, is a great RPG, and it has a fantastic story. So anyway, there you go, Dragon Age 2. Dead Space 2. Now, I really enjoyed the first game, but there was one big problem with it. It did not have a good main character. I mean, the main character, Isaac Clarke, was not likable at all because he didn't have a personality, a voice, or really a face. You saw his face like twice and that was it. And really, you just didn't know anything about him. This game said, screw that, we're going to give him a voice, a personality, and you get to see his face every 5 freaking minutes, and that really worked for this game. I cared for the main character. That means I really enjoyed the story and all the other characters that come across Isaac Clarke also. I really enjoyed this game. I mean, the gameplay is much tighter than the first game, the scares are more scarier, and just in general, the atmosphere is much better than the first game, in my opinion. I know many people will be like, no, this is more action-based. In my opinion, it's actually scarier. So, sorry, shut your mouth. Anyway, there you go. Dead Space 2 is a great game. I loved it. Bulletstorm, also known as the game that came with the Gears of War 3 beta, which is sad to say because this game was freaking awesome. To be honest, I was looking forward to this game more than I was with Gears of War 3, and it was such an awesome game. Bulletstorm was a lot of fun. It had some really stupid dick jokes that were hilarious to me because that's my kind of humor. It was very funny. It had a very, very, very interesting concept where it was just pretty much about killing people with skill, and it would give you like about 200 skill shots to perform throughout the game, and it was just a lot of fun to perform some of these ridiculous skill shots. It was so freaking awesome. Bulletstorm was so much fun from start to finish. I played this game twice through, played some of the multiplayer. I love this game. Bulletstorm, definitely a game worth picking up. Mortal Kombat. The MK series always, to me, has just been about the blood and the fatalities, of course. Never really about the fighting mechanics and the gameplay, and just, they never really were up to par with stuff like Street Fighter. So the guys at NetherRealm Studios said, you know what, it was all about blood before, let's make it about the actual gameplay and the blood, and it worked completely here. The gameplay is so much fun, it's so smooth and responsive, the fatalities are bloody and insane. There is so much extra content in this game, including online, a full story mode, which most fighters don't even do nowadays. A bunch of different challenges, the Crept, which is of course just a bunch of additional unlockable stuff that you can get, like new costumes. It's just a game filled with content. I played this game for almost 50 hours. It's definitely worth your money because Mortal Kombat has returned, and it returned pretty freaking hard. This game's awesome. Well, if you having war problems, I feel bad for you, son. I have Battlefield 3, not Call of Duty. Hit me, yeah! Battlefield 3 is my number 11 pick because it is insane multiplayer-wise. Single player, it's not all that great. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not, good. It's okay. But multiplayer, it's insane. It's chaotic. It is a Battlefield, and it's so much fun. The multiplayer in this game makes up for the single player easily. If I could just give this game a score, if there was no single player at all and just focus on the multiplayer, I would probably give it a perfect 10 because it is amazing. It really is. Battlefield 3, multiplayer wise, is definitely worth your money. Stop playing Call of Duty, pick up Battlefield 3 because it's worth it.